Have you guys heard about Taylor Swift's album that's out, Midnights, called Anti-Hero? The lyrics really resonated with me, and I'm sure it resonated with you too if you've heard it. My name is Melissa Rymer, victim to warrior. If you don't know who I am, or if this is the first time you're at my channel, welcome. But I am a narcissistic abuse survivor. I spent 7 terrifying years in a marriage that I was lucky to get out of. And I also have 40 years in the financial industry, which helped me from being financially ruined. So I'd love for you to check those videos out. But this song, if you haven't heard it, please listen to it. The lyrics make you think about what we've all been through. And if you know Taylor Swift and you listen to her music, she never writes songs about random things. They're always something personal with her. Something in her background, a relationship she's been through. And the whole world tries to figure out who or what she's talking about every single time she puts out a new song. But this song seemed to be a little different because you didn't really know if she was self-reflecting or if she was talking about how people perceive her. Because it starts out with, "It's me. Hi, I'm the problem." How many times have you said that? And not because you felt like you were the problem, because you were told you were the problem. And she also talks about how she can't look in the mirror. She can look directly in the sun, but not in the mirror because she doesn't want to look at herself. Self-blame, self-loathing. That's what made me think about it. And we've all been there. We've all tried so hard to be this person that our narcs wanted us to be, which was never who we were, never who we are. We just tried really hard to be it so we weren't a failure. But when we looked in the mirror, who did we see? My God, I didn't even recognize myself. And I'm sure some of you have felt the same way. And when she talks about having people in the room where they're sexy babies, but she feels like the monster on the hill, it's kind of like an outsider looking in. We've lost our self-confidence. We've lost the beauty that we once had that attracted our narc to us. And that may be what she's talking about. Covert narcissism, which is also something she talks about in her song, is kind of a tricky situation because an overt narcissist is extrovert and they're gregarious and grandiose. Everything is about them, but they're also loud and abusive and sometimes violent, which is what mine was. A covert narcissist is just the opposite. They are the victim, or they play the victim. So the attention they're seeking is pity on them, attention, where everyone feels sorry for them. So it is a manipulating tool, just like the covert narcissist. But they do it in a little bit of a different direction. So you can't really tell. Mine was an overt narcissist. He yelled, he had rage issues, he was violent, but he also had some covert narcissistic tendencies in that he wanted to be the center of attention and he wanted so much admiration and people to just think he was all that. But when he was in a crowd of strangers, he wasn't comfortable at all. So he ignored them or he didn't want to go anywhere with them, which made me feel like I needed to cater to him and I needed to constantly tell him what a great job he did and how proud I am of him. But with narcissist, nothing's good enough. And so even with a covert narcissist, as much as you are exhausted by trying to convince them they're all that, it's draining who you are. And so you can't even be yourself because you're so worried about how they feel. And they're doing that because they're passive aggressive. They are making you feel like you've done something wrong to them. So you need to correct that action. You've done nothing wrong. It's with them. The problem with a covert narcissist, they may not be violent, they may not have rage issues, but they definitely drain the life out of you. And that's toxic. And the only way you can get out of it is to leave. So if you're with somebody that you're kind of like, well, they're not violent, They don't scream at me, but they exhaust me. They take every ounce of who I am, and I'm constantly in charge of their happiness. And if they're not happy, I'm blamed for that. And I feel guilty because of it. Maybe you're with a covert narcissist. In the link below is not only the definition between an overt and a covert narcissist, but there's 8 characteristics of covert narcissism, which is still a dangerously abusive person to be with. And they don't let you be yourself. In fact, you have no time to be yourself because you're constantly catering to their every whim. They play the victim very well. And once you go through that list and you determine you are with a covert narcissist and you want to leave, or maybe you've already left, but you're doubting your decision, I created a course exactly for that. And it's in the link below. It's called the Victim to Warrior Method. And it's the exact steps that I took not only to leave, but to survive and thrive. And each module, I will hold your hand through the whole thing. We have a Facebook group that is incredibly supportive. We also have weekly live Zoom calls where you can actually ask your question to people that have gone through the exact same thing, because everybody has experienced different things and everybody has an answer or a solution or a suggestion that we all learn from. So please take a look at it and see if it's something that would resonate with you, because I want that for you. I don't want you to feel like you have no other choice and that you have to go back or you have to stay, because those 2 choices are not what you want and not what you need, and not a path to your freedom and your happiness back to self-love. So with that course, you can rebound, reclaim, and rebuild your life after narcissistic abuse. And we're all there to hold your hand. If you like this content, please subscribe and hit that bell, because I have many more videos coming out. So please stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.